It is rumored that you changed the ending of this film. If so, why?
Well, I don't want to talk too much about the ending.
Yeah,
but I
because
will
it's
say,
important.
because we want people to see the movie and not know how it ends. But I will say that we did tweak it, but it was mostly because I wanted it to, and I think we wanted it to land really at an emotional place,
absolutely,
rather than just an intellectual place. And we found that it would be more satisfying and a better journey for our hero, for you.
Absolutely, for me.
If it ended the way we now have it ending.
Yeah. You know, it's we changed everything in this movie 10 or 15 times. So it's we actually, in the scope of things, didn't change the ending. We tried to change the ending and decided that we stay closer to the source material.
Check. All right, let's get back to some of our favorite news, some of the happier news in the world. This one comes from us courtesy of arguably the most popular actor of all time, certainly one of the most charismatic forces on the big screen. We're talking about Will Smith.
Don't you? You acting all scared, nigga. You ain't never seen a gun before?
Like, stop pointing the gun at the boy, man.
Nigga, look. Don't you disrespect me in front of company.
All right, let the gun go off.
Now, look. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all bring out. I don't care how many people this man decides to slap. You cannot take away the fact that this was a majority of us, including mine's, favorite actor growing up. This was the dude to watch when it came to summer blockbuster movies. Hell, this was the dude to watch on your sitcom screen, your small screen as a kid at Nickelodeon, on Nickelodeon at night when they did the reruns of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No. I'm sorry.
What do you two think you're doing?
I was trying to get up to my room. Hey, Ty, what was you doing? I was trying to be in the video.
Lately, though, like so many of the A-list superstar actors that are of Will Smith's caliber, we're talking about the Tom Cruises, the Brad Pitts, the Johnny Depps, the Denzel Washingtons, like the handful of people who could at once upon a time bring in crazy numbers off their name alone. All of them have been kind of in a weird spot with Hollywood, right? And that spot is trying to figure out what their identity is in this new phase of movie going, of streaming, of the digital age, of people caring more about content than actual star power, in the age of really the death of the celebrity as most of us grew up knowing them. And Will in particular is kind of fascinating because he's still got a lot of the look, a lot of the charm, a lot of what made him a bigger than life force on screen.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
The problem is, one, Hollywood's creativity has gone the opposite way for the longest time. And let's be honest, Will has been desperate for a hit for a while. I think if you look at his IMDb, the last time we had a bona fide Will Smith hit, it was probably around 2017 when we got King Richard, which I think... Okay, so yeah, you get 2021's King Richard, and then you take a look. He's had the Bad Boy series, but that goes to another point, which is a lot of these celebrities are looking at kind of cashing in on their prior properties, what had propelled them to level of fame. Like you look to Tom Cruise and how he keeps reinventing the wheel of Mission Impossible. When's the last time you've seen an advertisement for a new Tom Cruise film, like a wholly original idea? It doesn't happen that often. Same thing with Keanu Reeves, who's now going back and playing his biggest hits. We had the Bill and Ted revival. We had what else did he go back to? He's about to do Constantine. He's got the John Wick franchise. Hell, you move away from him and you look to Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey replaying his biggest hits, right? He's going to do, I think there's rumors of The Mask 2, and then the fact that he ventured back to do Dumb and Dumber. Like, you see all the big name celebrities going like, yo, what worked in the past and how can we make it, how can we cash in on that nostalgia? Or maybe the studios are going like, we're just going to give you actors a shit ton of money to cash in on this nostalgia. Will needs a hit. Absolutely needs a hit. And that's why I think they're turning back to the I Am Legend sequel, because this is one of the biggest movies to Will Smith's name.
We're going to Vermont, to the survivors' colony.
What?
In Bethel. It's a safe zone.
No, there's no survivors' colony. There's no safe zones. Nothing happened the way it was supposed to happen. Nothing worked the way that it was supposed to work.
In the mountains. There's a whole colony of people there who didn't get sick. The virus couldn't survive the cold. There's a whole...
Everybody's dead. Everybody is dead.
And one of the most popular entries in his filmography, one of the most successful entries in his filmography, and honestly, one of the most underexplored worlds that he has on his resume. A movie that we're told Will, in the original ending, spoilers if you haven't seen it, dies in, but for part 2, they've decided to retcon the theatrical ending and go with the alternate ending, the one that is included. If you know what a DVD is, you can pop that DVD and see the alternate ending where Will Smith survived.
My name is Ana Montes. There are other survivors. I'm traveling with Dr. Robert Neville and a boy named Ethan. We're heading north on Route 17 to Bethel, Vermont. Keep your radio on. Listen for our broadcasts.
It's also fascinating to note of that ending, Will has been on record, and who knows if this is him trying to clean it up for the mass audience or if this is the truth, but he's been on record lately in saying that the ending we all saw in the theatrical release, the one where he dies, wasn't even the real ending anyway.
All right.
The alternate
what had happened
ending,
was...
see, what had happened was...
What had happened?
So the alternate ending was the first ending.
The original
It was the
script,
original
right?
ending. It was the original script, and it was based on the original novel. We tested it, and it was the only movie I've ever had that the audience booed. Across the board, they was like, the ending is bullshit. Wow. That's bullshit. He's not the monster. They're dark seekers. They've been chasing them. And there was something that was just horrific.
They couldn't accept it.
They was like, no, you're not the monster. We didn't watch this whole movie to figure out that you're the monster. No, they're the monsters. So they felt cheated.
Right.
So 6 weeks before the movie comes out, we had to reshoot the ending that was actually in the movies where my character died.
The point is, looking at this, we know that Will Smith needs a hit. It makes so much sense when you think about that. You think about the world he's currently in right now. He just was on a musical tour. He just released a new album. None of that really hit the way it was supposed to hit. God, you don't even want to touch what's going on in the personal life, and that's his business. The book was received pretty damn well, but that also just exposed a lot of the drama that's going on behind the scenes, and now he's doing shit in Antarctica and in the Amazon. He's doing everything but going home, which, hey, I'm not mad at you. If you are at that point of success, at that point of, of life where you can afford the opportunity to go and live out your dreams, why the hell would you not go and do that? But I still go for the man who's been, crowned the king of the box office to not have a movie that solidified that or re-solidified that for the modern era. I would have to be on his team going, what are we doing next? What are we looking forward to get people as excited as they are for Scary Movie 6 and I Am Legend 2 makes sense. On top of that, you add on the new hot ticket item in Hollywood. And this is a guy who's been in Hollywood for a very long time, who's done it the right way, who's literally started since he was a kid and just continuously grinded. He's done, The Wire. He's done the rom-coms. He's done like Friday Night Lights. He's done Black Panther. We're talking about Michael B. Jordan, right? We're talking about a guy that we have peripherally seen for a long time, a guy that the black community was familiar with, maybe not by name, but you knew the look of him. And then at some point, the black community became familiar with name. And then suddenly he became, especially with Fruitvale Station, that's really when the black people were like, okay, this dude, he's got something to him. Then after that, you had like the Black Panther explosion mixed with the Creed explosion, and suddenly mainstream audiences are going like, oh, yo, Michael B. Jordan. And then still not that A-list of like, again, the Michael, the Wills and the Johnnies and Toms, but he's on the outskirts now. Now you're seeing him in like, if you say his name in conversation, people know who you're talking about. And what really, really did it, took him to the next level, has to be the movie Sinners and just how big that movie turned out to be, right? You think about all the awards that it ended up winning and the fact that he is now no longer just Michael B. Jordan, but Oscar-nominated, Oscar-winning actor, best performer, Michael B. Jordan. Like, this is the dude. He's ascended. He has arrived finally at that place.
You got a cigarette?
You go to hell, nigger.
So, of course, what the old heads like to do, especially in Hollywood, how do we attach ourselves to the rising star? How do we get our flame ignited by, hitching a ride with the star that is, that is currently burning the brightest? And Michael B. Jordan is that guy. Hell, you look to, I think, was it Tom Cruise that recently just said he'd love to do a movie with Michael B. Jordan. Then you got the movie that he's doing with, what's the old boy name? Austin Butler. He's doing a movie with him. He's remaking the Miami Vice movie, right? Clearly, everybody wants a piece of Michael B. Jordan. If you look at his IMDb, he seems like a pretty busy guy, not just in front of the camera, but also behind it as a producer. But now you marry the new hot ticket, Michael B. Jordan, with the old hot ticket, Will Smith. And I say that respectfully because, like I said, Will Smith is still that dude. You put them together, you get bona fide success and an established property that most of us are familiar with, most of us love in I Am Legend. I'm super excited. Finally, they say that it is moved into pre-production because they have found their director, and that director is Stephen Caple Jr. Now, he's not a major name, right? He's not one of the names that you instantly go like, oh, that is a perfect dude for a post-apocalyptic, even a zombie-like movie. This is the guy who did Creed 2 with Michael B. Jordan, and then he also did Transformers: Rise of the Beast with Anthony Ramos. Both fine movies. Nothing wrong with either one of them. He's shown that he is a more than capable director, but it is still an interesting choice. And I'm wondering if, Michael B. Jordan had some major say in, like, this is the guy who can get us over the ledge. This is the right guy for the, for the role. Either way, I'm excited. I do not see Will Smith allowing this train to derail too far. So even if you have a director that isn't as known, there's no way with these forces behind him, they put out some bullshit. Point being, Will Smith is and will always be one of the greatest to ever do it, and there is no amount of controversy, no amount of slaps that can ever remove that from him. And no matter how much a cancel culture wants to, strip him of his title, the man, for at least us millennial kids, is goated, absolutely goated, and there's no taking him from that throne. So I cannot wait to see what he does next. I, for one, am looking forward to the next summer we have a Will Smith movie. I'm already excited to see the Wayans back on the big screen with Scary Movie. Next up, I want to see Will Smith with a Will Smith ass movie, and maybe teaming up with Michael B. Jordan and Stephen Caple Jr. for I Am Legend 2. That will be the one. I'm Joe's GLW. I'll see you all later.